Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to a quick Q&A. I have been receiving questions on School of the Ascending through DMs and my comments, and so I want to help by answering those questions for you. Sometimes it's easier to answer through a video than typing everything out in these infographic. If these videos resonate with you, if anything I say in this video resonates with you, please feel free to share it with the collective, share it with your network so we can all go and grow together. And of course, if you do have any questions, leave me a comment, send me a DM, or feel free to comment on my story. I would love to answer your questions as thorough as possible in a video. So, I received a question, how to stay empowered on your journey. This is a very hard thing to do, and I'm just going to be real about this. We're not going to sugarcoat. We try not to sugarcoat here, but it is difficult and challenging to sometimes stay empowered on your journey when you're on the earthly realm in this human vessel, because you're having all these different challenges and triggers arise, and also things are so unexpected in the external world. So sometimes, even when you're present, there can be unexpected things that happen that your soul is actually naturally and organically calling in, and sometimes that can be hard to come to accountability with, realization with that. We are calling things in every single day through our thoughts, through what we're manifesting, through the energy that we're holding about ourselves, how we feel about ourselves, but also what we're engaging with, social media, movies, media, things like that, content, music, all that stuff, right? So what you watch. So there's a lot of factors that come into play to sometimes put you in a position where, and yes, by the choice of your very own as well, sometimes, it's hard to stay empowered. It's difficult to almost stay confident and strong in your abilities in this journey. Now, when it comes to staying empowered, if you want to get all the tools and tips on that, you've got to check out all of the infographics that I have posted on School of the Ascending, because part of our sort of three core principles is to empower you through your journey so that you feel elevated into a sense of freedom. You can step into a sense of energy within a sense of freedom, that's self-sovereignty, right? And so through these tools, I provide different step-by-step processes to assist you. But really briefly, staying empowered in your journey is simply allowing yourself to be compassionate with yourself. So knowing that even when you're going through different emotional states, which is natural in this human experience, there's going to be days where you're angry, and there's going to be days where you're pissed off. There's going to be days where you're so happy, and you don't need to be a girl going through her menstrual cycle to feel that. Men, however you identify, everyone will go through the ups and downs of the human journey. There's so many factors, not only within you and your mind and how you were raised, that impacts that, but also externally with the planetary alignments. You know, there's things that outside and inside of us that can impact the way we feel, and you have a right to sometimes not feel empowered and to want to sit and eat your bowl of ice cream, or listen, watch Netflix, or to stay hermit mode for a little while, whatever is your thing whenever you're feeling bogged down. But when it comes to staying empowered, one of the number one things I can say in this moment is to make sure that you give yourself compassion when you're going through these flows, these ebbs and flows of these different emotional states, because giving yourself compassion allows yourself to almost nurture your inner child simultaneously. It's a psychological effect here, which brings about the experience for you to sort of step back and say, it's okay, like, I did a good job, even though I know I could have done better, or even though I know I could have done this, it's all good. I am reacting or speaking or acting or showing up, whatever adjective you want to use in placement of how you are being in that moment, how you are showing up. It's okay. That was what you had at the time. You only had a certain select knowledge and set of resources that allowed you to be that person at that point in time. So you only had what you had at that point in time, just like your family, your parents, whoever raised you did. And so you didn't know any better. So giving yourself compassion is the number one tool to allow you to empower yourself, because you just didn't know any better, okay? Now, to stay empowered, to stay in that sustainable energy with empowerment, it's really about accessing what works for you. So every single person has a different sort of toolkit that allows you to be empowered. For some people, being empowered means doing something that they love, an activity that brings them joy, an activity that brings their inner child joy. If that's what empowers you, if that's what motivates you, then do that. For other people, it's stepping into an energy of inspiration. What inspires you? What brings about that creative energy within you? Is it going and hanging out with all of your friends and enjoying a dinner out, or is it going on a run? Is it sitting down with a book? Whatever it is that brings about this sense of flow state, creativity, inspiration, love for the present moment, so that you're not checking the time, basically not having to scroll through social media aimlessly. Those are the things that essentially empower you. Why? Because not only do they feed your creative energy center, they also allow you to heal your sacral chakra. That is the energy center, the chakra, the second chakra in your sort of navel region, that is linked to creativity, to pleasure, to inspiration. But also this sense of empowerment is fuel for your brain. It brings about the serotonin and dopamine effect, so that you have access to actually feel good also chemically within your body. So staying empowered in your journey sustainably is really prioritizing self-compassion and prioritizing things that do bring you joy, that allow you to connect with a sense of present moment, creativity, happiness, fun. And if you can't do that when you're not feeling good, then that is your intuitive cue, your intuitive sort of nudge, your gut feeling letting you know that you don't have to force yourself to feel empowered if you want to feel angry, if you want to feel upset. We were created with emotions so that we could understand our experience and to move through those emotions in the earth realm. So yeah, I hope that this resonates with you guys. As per usual, this is a very brief Q&A response, but please do take a look at the rest of the content that I've uploaded, because as I mentioned, empowering you through your healing is one of the core principles of School of the Ascending, and the goal here is to assist you with that in different ways, because everyone has a different way of feeling empowered. There's the basic things that help all of us, right, that help our brain, that help our feel-good emotions, but there's also things that you have to really look through and do research for on yourself. You have to take some sense of like self-accountability on this journey, otherwise you never know. But that's also the fun part, is to be able to figure out what works for you and what doesn't. It's like dating yourself again, and I find that also continues to happen no matter how old you are, no matter what chapter you go through, what door you've entered. You're always getting to know yourself, because there's new levels that you're experiencing, new perspectives, new experiences. I thank you guys for being on this journey with me and alongside me, for being here in time now and showing up for yourself in whichever way that you do. I'm sending you guys all so much love and light.